Hi everyone and welcome to Pod Hates Us All episode 1. My name is Alex.
My name is Nick.
And my name is John.
Today we're going to talk to you about some new music stuff that's come out in the last couple of weeks, Machine Head and how they're kind of blowing it on social media at the moment, what we're listening to, a little bit about Album of the Year and some stuff that we're excited about.
So what first track do you want to talk about?
Well,
first album.
We've got 4 albums here on the screen. So the first one is I love, and I'm going to start talking about it first because I'm over the moon with it. Vile Nilotic Rights.
Sure.
Have you guys listened to this? What do you think so far?
I have listened to it and it's fucking heavy as fuck. It's so good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I played it through once.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you lose interest towards the end?
I did. I'm not going to lie.
They're one of those bands that you have to have a bit of a go at. Like when you first listen to a Converge album, you listen to it about 6 times before you're like, ooh, like something will be like,
click.
ooh,
Yeah,
little,
for sure.
little
for
tickle.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, okay, I really like this.
Yeah.
So with that Nile album, I always find something with the Nile album that I love and will pick out. I think in that it was 7 Horns of War or something like that. It's like the 4th track has this big break in it. And then all this horns and weird Egyptian shit starts going on.
Are they still banging on about the Egyptians?
About the Nile.
I mean, that's their whole thing. They are called Nile.
Right.
And they
Talk about the Nile.
So they're all experts in Egypt and archaeology and...
Actually?
Yeah, actually.
Damn,
So I can't remember which one of them did. I think Carl Sanders or whoever writes all the lyrics is actually bang into all of that, and he's done it at uni and whatever. They've read loads of books on it, and on Instagram they were posting like, "Oh, we're writing for the new album," and they had all these really nerdy-looking books about archaeology and the Sphinx and I don't know, so
all that stuff.
Yeah, all that shit. But yeah, it's a really good album. I would definitely recommend giving that a bit more of a listen because. Go for Snake Pit Mating Frenzy, which I was lucky enough to see live at the London show.
Did they play a lot of it live? Or?
They played about 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah. I first heard Nile back in the days of Kazaa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Downloaded a couple of tracks when I was like a teenager, and they're the only Nile tracks I've ever heard. So when you sent me that new Nile stuff, I listened to it. That's the first time I'd heard Nile probably since I was about 18. And I just expected loads of old dudes struggling to still make death metal.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, they've got
playing really
old,
slow
though,
and
right?
sloppy. And then I played it and I was like, wow, this is technical as hell.
It's disgusting.
So
And
good.
When did their first album come out?
1994, Worship the Animal was their first release. But amongst the catacombs of whatever, some Egyptian name, Nefren Ka, that's the one that I always think of as their first album. But apparently
I think they're one of the first death metal bands I've probably ever heard, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was like really young when I first heard them, maybe like 17 or 18, and I hadn't really heard that sort of death metal before.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible.
I think mine was Morbid Angel.
Really?
Weirdly.
Deicide was the first
Oh,
thing
yeah,
I
actually. It might have been that.
Yeah.
Because everyone talked about Glenn Benton having the thing branded into his forehead, and I don't know how true that is.
I mean, I have no idea. I've not heard this.
So Glenn Benton apparently had an inverted crucifix branded into his head just to be a bit more of a
Unreal.
mental cunt than everyone else on the
Damn.
metal scene. But Deicide stuff is strangely easy to get into. Like it's kind of catchy as well. If you listen, I had the live album When Satan Lives. And it was really easy to get really into those tracks and then go out and buy the albums that those things were on and stuff like that. But yeah, Nile, great album.
Really good. I haven't actually listened to the whole thing. I listened to about 5 tracks and I'm loving it, and then I kind of switch off a little bit. But I find that with a lot of death metal albums, I struggle to do a full album a lot of the time.
I'm the same.
Like it itches a scratch. Scratches an itch?
Scratches an itch.
Because that's what I like about it. I feel like it's got enough variety in it.
You're massively into death metal, though.
Yeah, I guess, okay.
Yeah.
But
I think this is a cool thing about this podcast, that we're all into different types of metal as well.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your...
What favourite metal genre?
Yeah.
Probably changes quite a lot. New metal.
Great shout.
Probably deep down it's probably new metal. My head says like technical death metal, but my heart says new metal.
Yeah.
Screaming for a bit of limp.
Yeah.
What about you?
Mine changes from time to time.
Yeah.
But it's probably thrash or doom.
Yeah.
I mean, can't go wrong, really.
I have a really big place in my heart for thrash and doom metal. But I struggle now to find thrash albums that really excite me still.
Yeah, that's the thing. But that's what Power Trip have done.
But then
they've got people excited about thrash metal again.
Yeah.
I think
That King Gizzard album.
That's incredible. We'll come to. I think that's what
Yeah,
I'm talking
okay.
about.
We need to come onto that.
We'll come
in a minute.
on to that.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. Other new music. So Bring Me the Horizon, Ludens.
For a soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
For a
For
game.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. Is that
So-
a big game?
Big game.
Right,
So,
okay.
it's huge. So
Shows how much I know about games.
Yeah.
So that must be a big dream come true for them because they had a song called Shadow Moses, which is the name of the bass in Metal Gear Solid.
Right.
Which is
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that is a Kojima game, Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
And Hideo Kojima also directed Death Stranding. So for them to have
Right.
I don't know that I don't know if that's a huge dream come true for them.
Well,
but
apparently they wrote it in like 5 days.
Right.
I mean, I really wanted to hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I put it on. And I was like, "Oh, this is so lame." And then
When I first said it, I
Giant-
thought kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't into it. And then after second or third listen, I was like, this is incredible.
I think if you just cut the first 30 seconds off the song, it would be so good.
I don't know. I mean, when I first listened to it, I haven't really listened to Bring Me since back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so I was literally like, this is pop music.
yeah.
But I can't deny that.
I think the thing about this song is a really good mix of new Bring Me the Horizon and then like Sempiternal era Bring Me the Horizon.
I think that was their golden.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone. I know that a lot of people loved Ammo.
Ammo.
Yeah.
I love Ammo.
Yeah.
I think Ammo's one of the greatest things ever. Not ever, but
I haven't listened to it because I heard bits of it. I heard the Danny Filth track,
yeah.
and I thought it was
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't
I
stand
think
it.
that track's amazing. I love
Well,
that
see,
track.
that's the thing. I might, because I'm probably in the headspace of I want to hear Danny Filth being a fucking maniac on a
Yeah, and
song.
then he just does this weird little like mid-late interlude bit, and I listen to that track and I don't even realise he's on it.
Really.
That's the weird thing with that track. Yeah, I just kind of forget, and
I think that's
it's
the
such
thing
a minor part of that track.
with an album like that is on first listen, you're probably going to hate it.
Yeah.
I think that the more you probably stick with it, you'll find things that you enjoy.
I think that what they've done is really clever because they've taken like it's like a whole new aesthetic that they've built. Like their look, like there's no one else with a band that looks like them or sounds like them at the moment. They're doing like pop metal.
I mean, they're
but
huge.
that album went to number one in the UK.
It's insane.
It's insane. But no one looks or sounds like them. I think they've totally done their own thing.
Yeah,
And I feel like from here they can go and do any sound they want.
Yeah.
Probably.
And I think that's
But is it-
like
but
their
it's-
show at All Point Seats this year is one of the best live shows I've ever seen. I was blown away, and that's like it was incredible. Like the stage show that they put on was unreal.
They've always
It was-
been good at that, though, right? I mean,
Yeah, but
because
it was like theatrics, dancers, costume change. Like it wasn't a metal show.
Really?
It was like it was next level production.
And-
Like,
and
I
they did-
never expected them to ever.
they
done
did Royal
anything
Albert
like that.
Hall with like a choir, and
Yeah.
I remember seeing
Really?
Dan Lank. You know, Dan
Dan Lank
Lank
was in it,
training
yeah.
like a choir, and I think Dan Lank was in the choir
Danak was in the choir
For-
on
for-
the DVD.
for the
Really?
record. Dan Lancaster, their producers, who we're talking about. But yeah, he was. So they've done a DVD of it as well.
Yeah, I think it was released on DVD. I've seen it on YouTube, but I think it was released on DVD.
Damn.
Well, I should
Yeah.
probably check that out at some point. But I'm always like, I don't know. I like
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel any which way about Bring Me. I could just be
Yeah.
like, new album, don't care.
Yeah.
But
Have you listened to it though? Some of the late
Not all
tracks
the way
on it,
through.
like,
This is the thing
it's-
is, I know it will be good.
It's
but I always
great.
don't want
Every
it
song on the
to-
album's incredible. The textures, like everything on it, is amazing. It's really good.
They're smart. I mean,
They're really smart.
Yeah.
They're really, really smart. They can literally go do anything they want now.
okay. Okay.
That's
well,
Ludens.
Yeah, Ludens. Ozzy Osbourne, Under the Grave, new single. We were all kind of talking about this when we all were saying, "Oh, a new Ozzy song," and John, I know you were like, oh.
I wasn't keen at first.
I love it. And
Hey.
I've kind of always been a bit massively unpopular opinion. I always have a lovely nostalgia buzz with Ozzy Osbourne's solo stuff over Black Sabbath
Yeah.
stuff. And I mean, I love so many bands that are Black Sabbath worship and are like, just.
So you don't like Sabbath?
I do like Sabbath,
Oh, okay.
but
You prefer Ozzy solo?
Yeah. I mean, if you give me Sabbath self-titled and Diary of a Madman, I will pick Diary of a Madman.
Okay.
Unpopular opinion.
I mean, depends on mood. Depends on mood.
Yeah,
But
true.
for sure. But this new track was great.
Yeah,
Like
really good.
when I first said it, I was a bit like, this is kind of boring. Didn't really need to be. Didn't need to be done.
What's the first line in the song?
Oh, it's gonna
It
be-
is.
it's gonna be bad.
It's something terrible. It's really. When I first heard that lyric, I was like, "Wow, this is." Thing is, does he write anything? Like who
must
who
write-
writes?
he must write-
He
who
must write
writes-
his lyric.
Yeah, but who writes the music? Is it?
He has a band.
And who is the band? Is it?
It used to be
Is it
Zach-
anyone
it
of
used to be
note?
Zach
It used to
Wild.
be Zach Wild, didn't it?
And before
Is
that,
anyone
it
of
was
note?
Who was the
Randy
one before
Rhodes
that?
was the guy
Yeah.
who everyone loved and everyone talks about as he was the Aussie guitarist.
Yeah, like Crazy Train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Like what a riff.
Diary of
Yeah.
a Madman is all Randy Rhodes. And,
Yeah.
yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
And Blizzard of Oz. I think after
Great
that-
records.
Yeah, both really
Yeah.
good.
I've never been a Black Sabbath fan, but It's like a big gaping hole in my like metal listening. Is Black Sabbath.
So
Yeah.
I've got a few
Just,
albums.
I've never.
I've done a
I
few
understand
albums.
what they've done for music. I understand they like birthed like a whole thing, but they've never grabbed me.
It's one
at
of these
all.
things that I got into a bit later in life,
Yeah.
and now I couldn't imagine not listening to them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I know.
They're so important, obviously. Like
Yeah.
every like sludgy doom band I listen to, like they obviously all love Sabbath, but it's just not something I've ever really loved.
I mean, there's going to be, if anyone ever actually listens to this, there's going to be someone sitting there going like, "What? You don't like that?" Like that. Somebody's
oh
gonna,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's sacrilege.
It's like the
in
rite of
there.
someone's
passage.
going to be pissed off about that.
Same with Maiden. I don't listen to Maiden and don't get it.
But that's fine
Yeah, that's fine.
because
innit?
I don't.
Yeah.
Either.
You guys know that Maiden are one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I, any time that they tour, I want to go. But so, I mean,
But they're another live band that's just insane, right?
yeah. I mean, their Legacy of the Beast tour I went to last year, and it was every song had. I mean, they always have a different backdrop for every song, but this was they played Aces High first or second, and a Spitfire comes out above the whole stage, and its
I've heard about
propellers
that.
are going.
But like,
and
what's
it's
the cost of this? It must be
but
insane.
then it fucks off after one song. The plane leaves, and then you've got like a mummy walking around it after the next thing, and this is ridiculous.
But you love it at the
Oh,
same
it's
time.
great. I fucking lost my mind.
Damn.
That was also.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go back to Ozzy.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a good song. I listened to it again this morning. Really enjoyed it. When that riff comes in,
Yeah.
it's really unexpected. I was like, oh.
The chorus.
When he
The
goes,
kind of chorus. riff.
oh,
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. It's quite fun. I like
Oh,
it.
hello there.
Hello.
Big sing along. Big sing along.
Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it.
I need to give it more time. But I find that Ozzy does a lot of.
Were you not feeling it?
I know, I love it.
Oh, okay.
I love it. But I find Ozzy does a lot of. What was the big hit that he had with Zach Wilde when Gets Me Through? Da, 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 da,
See,
da.
I never was really into him with the Zach Wilde thing.
It's
That's
good.
when I didn't really kind of listen.
Do you like
to
Zach
it.
Wilde though?
Not really.
See, I love him. I think
Oh,
he's great.
okay. I like his signature guitar. That's all I can say.
Yeah, is that the swirly?
Yeah, the
Swirly
circle
one,
thing.
yeah.
Nice.
I think he.
Yeah, I never really listened to Black Label. so-
He himself is insane. They've got some really good, like Catacombs of the Black Label. I mean, that needs to be something that you've heard in your life. It's
Yeah.
a really,
Oh, really?
really good. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a really good album. But then they've got some that people rave about that I'm a bit like, take it, leave it. Like you just feel like you're lost in the. Like I feel like I'm in a record shop with lots of CDs in front of me. I don't know. You just feel a bit lost. And
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm listening to at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, yeah, Zach Wilde's great. But in Gets Me Through, he does the whole beginning of the song, great. Then it goes into the solo, great. And then he literally, it's like they've cut and pasted the beginning of the song and stuck it on again at the end. Because it's
Yeah.
the same lyrics, it's the same.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Time waster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, he could have made this a much shorter song and I would have been skipping back to it all the time. And
It's true.
But, that's my own opinion.
And we'll move on.
Sepultura, Isolation, is a single. Looks like they must have a new album coming out. How are you guys with Sepultura? How was your...
I thought it was a good track. I'm not a massive Sepultura fan. I always liked Soulfly more than Sepultura.
Yeah.
I was a massive Soulfly fan
Me
when I was
too.
younger. They were
too.
fucking great.
Yeah.
Actually, you told me a while ago to go back and listen to Sepultura's thrash stuff, and
Yeah.
I was really impressed. Like, it's really, really good.
Basically, Max Cavalera makes that band good.
100%.
makes
Yeah, he's
Soulfly
incredible.
good.
Like, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, this new track is good. It's like it's really solid. Really, like it's nothing fucking
John looks so
groundbreaking.
bored.
I'm just,
Do you know what it reminded
Do
me?
you know what?
Did you used to listen to Stamping Ground?
Yes, I love Stamping Ground.
A lot of the vocal
I saw-
phrases on this song really remind me of Stamping Ground.
I saw Stamping
the-
Ground support Soulfly at Astoria.
So did I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure we knew. I don't think we knew each other back
No,
then.
we didn't.
That was one of the first times I ever saw hardcore dancing.
Yeah,
That
me
show.
too.
Oh, really?
I remember specifically standing in that pit, seeing a circle open, and seeing someone going in kung fu kick, and I was like, "What is that man doing?"
Well, someone's had a few. I still think that when people start hardcore dancing, like, what are you up to?
Yeah,
It's like-
I mean-
I mean, it's
there's a-
grown.
there's a time and a
There's a
place.
time and a place. I've
There's
been
a
there and
time
done
and
that
a
many a
place.
time.
I've done it too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go and start pooping on people's ways, however they want to have fun.
But no, it's a good track.
Yeah.
It's really good. I've got no real interest in listening to like a big
Yeah.
Sepultura comeback. I'll probably listen to it once or twice and
mean-
semi enjoy it and then duck out again.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect.
yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Because
I could have
never
heard that
really
track
listened to
and
them.
never. I wouldn't have even known that was a Sepultura
That's the
track.
thing. I didn't know. And it was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. But then I just kind of found myself going back through the catalogue and being like, oh, okay, this is kind of what they're into. And then
Yeah.
when I went really far back, I was like, kind
this
of
is
dig this
good.
a bit more.
Yeah.
But
But it's no.
it's not something that I'd really go back to.
I mean, yeah, Roots is there.
What's your favorite Sepultura era?
So Chaos, I think Chaos
Chaos
AD
AD, yeah.
is one of the best metal albums ever made.
I mean, that's That's bold.
I mean, it's. I don't know. That is quite a bold statement, but I mean, it is. It's got to be up there in at least the top 20 metal albums ever.
Really?
Well, I'm sure people would pick Roots because it has more like bangers on it. It's got more of the like the crowd pleasers. But Biotech Godzilla is such a huge song. Refuse Resist, which is actually one with the Chaos AD lyric in it. Territory. Oh my god, there's so many good songs in it. It's unreal. But then you've got Arise, which is really good. And I'm actually going to in December. It's Max and Igor with the old school Sepultura logo just saying Cavalera. So Max and Igor were both in Sepultura and they founded Sepultura and then they both left. And there are no original members.
Was that when they had the really cool logo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they just went into that like sort of like type the one that they've got on the new album. They've kept all
the
their
lame one.
Yeah. But so they were both in the band. They founded the band, and Paolo Jr., who is the bassist, is still in the band, but he is the only. He's appeared on every release, but he's not a founding member, so there are no original members in there.
Okay.
So that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, who are they? Really?
Yeah. What are you really watching?
Yeah. So they don't have any of that, which is why Soulfly is so good, because it's still Max Cavalera, and he's got that. I think he's the heart and soul of that band. But
Did they cover you too?
What?
Didn't they?
Did they?
Did
What?
they?
I hope they did.
If that's the thing, I want to hear that right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't them. They put your U2 cover. Yeah, Bullet in the Blue Sky.
Oh yeah, but that's with Derek Green though, isn't it?
I mean, you're the fan, not
I don't know.
not me.
Okay, moving on. I want to talk a little bit about Machine Head. So recently they've just done the Burn My Eyes tour. They did a really lovely thing for the fans where I wasn't at the show, but I heard that someone who is obviously a bit of a dick threw a beer all over the sound desk. It blew the sound desk. There's about a 20-minute wait. Everyone was really pissed off. But there was a really lovely message from the Machine Head social page saying, thank you all so much for bearing with us while this was really difficult. And all the staff at the O2 Academy they extended the curfew, which is normally really strict. All of their team got on it to reroute all of the sound through another board, and I don't know all the tech about it. But yeah, they all pulled together and they ended up finishing the set, and it went really well, and everyone was really pleased. And then to say thank you, I don't know what the name of the bar is. Blondies.
Blondies.
Right.
So they played Blondies at tiny little venue, who've also hosted Mastodon at some point.
That's other
so
massive
cool.
bands, which is crazy.
And that's a really nice thank you to the crowd, and I think that's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
To caveat before I go into not a tirade, but a little bit of
Yeah.
I've got some not very nice things to say about a band that I really really love. So I love Rob Flynn. I just want to caveat that I love Machine Head. I feel no ill will towards them, but recently the new song "Do or Die."
Oh.
I mean, I don't think any of us are particularly keen on it.
Firstly, it's not as. What is that song they come out with that was like that political one? On the
Can anybody hear me?
I don't know. It was one of the worst things I've ever heard in my
Really
life.
bad. Catharsis was a really
Worse
bad
than
song.
this.
Yeah, Justin, didn't he go on some political rant in the middle of the song or something like that? I don't know.
What, like spoken word?
I don't know. I can't remember. And it was like kind of had some countryness to it or something.
God, what? Sounds unreal.
I don't think there's a little country
breakdown.
It is going banjo interlude.
Yeah.
Stop.
The state of America is really bad right now. like Primus.
I don't know. There was some really terrible song on their last album, and it got absolutely derided by everyone.
Well, Do or Die hasn't really saved them, has it? I've actually got a link to the lyrics here because we
should talk those through.
Okay.
Oh, please.
We'll drop some quotes in here. Hold on.
The thing about his lyrics, they're so bad, but because he's almost rapping in this song. He's going so fast with his vocals. I couldn't really work him out.
I don't mind rap era Machine Head.
I get it. That's fine.
Well, we just said new metal, but favorite genre. It's like great.
Yeah.
But,
when Rob Flynn had red spiky hair.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. I was never really massively into them. They had that one song.
Imperium.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a metal classic.
I enjoyed that.
I learnt the riff to that the other day. You know the one.
I know the
one. Oh, such a good riff to play.
But that album was incredible. That whole Through Ashes of Empires is an amazing album.
That's an amazing album, yeah.
Beginning to end.
Yeah.
Is like even though the niche
what
tracks,
year was that?
Must be 2004,
3 maybe
5,
2003.
So, I think we've said like
'Cause we were at school.
We've said like a whole decade there.
2001, 2, 4, 9.
6, 12.
Early noughties.
Yeah, early
Okay, early
noughties.
Let's agree on early noughties.
But yeah. And before that was after that is The Blackening, which is also
The first song on The Blackening.
What an album that is.
That's one of the best metal songs, first metal songs in an album ever. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
And Halo on that album is
Halo's great.
is super poppy, but it's not poppy. It's got that big crushing ending that like it like slides into that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love a good dirty slide.
Yeah.
I think with Machine Head is that they had potential to be one of the best metal bands ever, but they've taken
blew it.
They've taken they've taken so many like missteps. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been so inconsistent.
Well,
if they'd followed on the trajectory of Burn My Eyes and
they
carried on with that quality,
the
they would be
trajectory
regarded as one of the best metal bands ever. But they've messed
the
up too many
trajectory
times.
of The Blackening.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
It's.
But there's been too many peaks and troughs with Machine Head. Far too many.
I just feel like it all dipped after Blackening. I was like, that album was so good.
I mean, can we dive into these lyrics?
Yeah,
okay,
come on,
yeah,
let's
sure.
go.
Because
Okay.
I'm excited.
I mean, do you want to start with?
Oh,
some
no, go on, you start.
Let's have a reading by Ulgo.
Okay. I don't give a fuck about you haters and your hate.
Mhm.
You assholes better duck. I'm coming swinging out the gate. There's not a metal band I ain't influenced. Now I'm calling out the Judas. Every band's the fucking same, and all I hear is you bitches commenting, you chatter.
Let's stop there.
Yeah.
That line,
Hold on.
all the bands are the fucking same or something.
Yeah.
Like that just shows an old man so out of touch.
yeah.
He doesn't know
Yeah.
what new metal bands are appearing, what new genres are being born. Like he has no idea what's going on.
no.
At all.
Out of touch.
So out of touch, and that's quite sad
Out
to
of
see.
time.
And I mean, we actually get onto him being even more out of touch by the bands that he quotes in here.
Yep.
Exactly. Go on.
So, and all I hear is you bitches commenting, you chat. We're blowing over immaculated bastards. Contort your speakers, sick your mind, dismantle forehead. Because you didn't.
Dismantle forehead.
I mean,
That's a weird thought.
Yeah, I mean, what sentence is that? Because you didn't hear a fucking thing. We're not Chimera, nor Strapping Young Lad.
Damn.
I mean, when did you last hear
Damn.
Strapping Young Lad? Devin Townsend's been focusing
Solo stuff, right?
on
Yeah.
His own thing.
For like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last 20 years or something.
I mean, Strapping Young Lad was what, 2000 early noughties when
Yeah,
they
never really
last
listened.
did something?
Never really listened to Strapping Young Lad.
Oh, really good.
I know they're good. I've heard them a few times, but not like
Good
got
fun.
into them. But
A lot
yeah.
heavier than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
City is a classic metal album.
Yeah.
Strapping Young Lad.
Worst band name ever, though.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Worst band name ever.
Absolutely awful. But yeah, those lyrics. I mean, do you reckon he writes those lyrics and shows them to the band, or he just?
No way!
No,
I
no,
bet-
way.
Nah,
I bet he goes. Into,
straight
I bet
in.
he goes into the vocal booth
Yeah.
and they haven't heard him.
Yeah,
Probably not
100%.
even heard the
100%.
phrasing.
All
Like
sit,
nothing.
they're all sitting there going, did he just say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's too scared to say anything. And they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
Because they're none of
It's
them
the,
are original members.
it's the
are
Rob
they?
Flynn
no,
show, right?
It's a Rob Flynn show, 100%.
Did he just say dismantle forehead?
Guys, is someone going to say something?
No, I want to get paid.
Yeah.
But the thing is with that song, there's some parts of that song where I'm just like, this is a good riff. If they took this riff and chucked out all the shit, it might be good. But
Yeah, well, I think the lyrics is the most infuriating thing about the song.
but the solo in this song is poor.
Yeah.
It's all
If-
poor. Come on.
You know when people use that term like they're phoning this one in?
Yeah.
Like that solo in that song, you can guess exactly which
Yeah,
scale they're going
sure,
to. And stuff.
for sure.
It's like it's really really bad. But there's some good riffs in that song. But overall, it's just ruined by Rob Flynn.
You want to hate it, but you need it so bad. This ain't just a paycheck. The pay's self-expected. Machine heads in my fucking veins.
Wow.
That
When
cuts
when
deep.
you're
That's
yeah, that's a deep shit.
yeah.
Does he
Damn.
say something about me? Oh,
Yeah,
there's
yeah. Go to the meme bit.
there's a
The best bit.
See, I'm 1 in a billion, a fucking chameleon. We just will be the greatest. You are the latest. Reaction. I don't give a fuck about your stupid little scene, reaction videos, and all your pussy little memes.
Damn.
But the thing is, he wrote that thinking he's keeping up with the
Oh yeah.
times.
Yeah.
But
He's
actually, he's
dropping
He's-
he's-
lyrical genius is what he's thinking.
And then he goes on to be him playing into that, and the whole social media thing is obviously a very bad move for them.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and it makes him sound a bit like out of
But
touch.
has
no
this all-
serious credible metal band would ever write a lyric like that.
But has this all blown up since the Phil White Power thing, where Rob called him out, and then he got a lot of backlash for that?
Oh,
Did he get?
Well,
I
'cause
didn't
Rob,
realise-
There was some.
there's a
He called out Phil Anselmo.
the thing is,
didn't
there's
he,
a
after
picture
that?
of Rob Flynn doing the salute. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Is there?
yeah,
No way.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you could only say yes so many times, sir.
Yeah.
I just believe you.
Really? Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Okay, no, he didn't.
So like,
Well, that's upsetting
yeah,
because I literally can't listen to Pantera anymore.
I feel the
After all
same.
that
I never really listened to him anyway, but
I did
loved-
a great
loved
Southern
it.
Trendkill. Oh,
Oh, filth.
rager, absolute filth.
At the first time a friend gave me Cowboys from Hell, and it was a pink CD, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it blew my mind. Psycho Holiday. The first time I heard that song, I was like, "This is so fun, just good fun metal." I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. But hey, we digress. So, jumping back into these lyrics, there's a line in here where he says, "Ignore the hate. It's do or die, motherfucker. Die, motherfucker. This is do or die." So from that, he then went into a Instagram rant, which I've got.
I don't know about this.
So this is. So he posted a video from their concert in 1995 at Dynamo, and he's got his dreadlocks in and everything like that, and he's saying. So I'll just read what it says. So this is quite long. I'll try and do it succinctly. So to all the bitch ass internet troll motherfuckers,
Already great.
already good, who keep whining and menstruating
Okay.
about how Do or Die has lyrics from the band Dope, here's a little fucking reminder for you moronic new metal brains, sorry Nick, since 1993 in our song Fuck At All, I've been saying come on motherfucker come on in the middle breakdown. Here's a video of me in 1995 saying it at Dynamo.
Oh, this is sad.
But that's pretty bad. But he goes on. It was good 7 years before Dope's 2001's Die MF Die came out. You fucking sausage gobblers. I mean, you can't say that.
As hilarious as it is, you cannot say that.
But
He can and has.
He can and he has.
And he has. But he says sausage gobblers in an angry rant is just not gonna. I don't know. Great. Not to mention that any fucking band on the planet saying motherfucker in any combination, and it goes for Cold Chamber, Five Finger Death Punch, Dope, and yes, Machine Head are all jacking it from 1984 hip hop classic The Roof Is on Fire by Rockmaster Scott and Dynamic 3. Swipe right to listen. Know your fucking musical history, fuck boys.
Wow.
Damn.
It gets worse. And if I hear one more internet twat hole moaning and about cringeworthy lyrics, we've just done that for quite a while.
Yeah.
Gonna get an angry email from
I hope so.
Flynn.
That would be
I'd
really
love
good.
that.
Yeah,
that'd
Rob
be
at
great.
Machine Head.
.net.
While they sit in front of their computer stroking their little fucking bonus to the lyrical genius of fucking baby metal, eat a bowl of cock.
God.
Oh my god, this is
It keeps going.
awful.
I mean,
There's
shall I
more.
finish?
Was this one post?
This is one post. And you know, Instagram, you got to do more. And I was reading through it. Because the second Pantera's Walk comes on with such lyrical Edgar Allan Poe-esque masterpiece is like Run Your Mouth When I'm Not Around, It's Easy to Achieve, and Walk on Homeboy, or Lamb of God's This Is a Motherfucking Invitation. These are fucking brain donors, right? Run out. I mean, why are you calling out
Damn.
these are huge songs. You can't say. Also, this is a motherfucking invitation.
Yeah.
Works because the rhythm is really cool and it's
Yeah.
bad. It's a cool song.
Yeah.
Do or Die does not have that same attitude.
No,
You can't
no.
compare the two. Walk. I mean, to even start competing with that song, yes, he's Rob Flynn and Machine Head, and he's great, and he's done some fucking amazing things. I would not let myself go on a rant and say that, like, oh, you.
It's like, what's that meme or that gif? Is it old man yelling at cloud or something like that? It's literally that. It is literally that. It's sad to see because they were a once incredible band, but they are not anymore.
Maybe they'll do another album and prove us all wrong, which I really hope is the case. But
So on that Burn My Eyes tour, the Burn My Eyes set part. The Burn My Eyes part of that set was with the original lineup, but then the rest of it was with
really?
their current members. Yeah.
That's weird.
oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they
quite
did.
cool.
So they had the original lineup for Burn My Eyes, and then
Thanks. See you later.
yeah, there's like a two-set thing basically, like
I
an
don't know.
evening with.
Well, it's the Rob Flynn show, isn't it?
It's the Rob Flynn show, yeah.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Which is weird, isn't
with
it?
my other band.
With my other band.
Of the same name.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I don't know. Does anyone know who the original lineup was?
No,
No.
Again, there'll be an angry Machine Head somewhere.
sure.
Rob Flynn.
I don't need to. I don't need to know.
Machine
who
Head's in my fucking veins. How can you not know the original lineup?
I do not need to know the names of the original lineup for me to have an opinion on how bad their new stuff is. So, and on that note,
Okay, so next we're moving on to a weekly segment which is called What We Are Listening To. and just each of us going to talk about one album or something that we are focusing on a lot at the moment. I personally, I'm going to kick it off because I love myself so much, is I've been loving Gatecreeper's new album.
That's what I was going to talk about. Cheers, mate.
Well, fuck. we can both talk about it. I mean, it is so good. The first time I put it on, I was like, oh, this is quite standard. And then I think it's the third track, From the Ashes, came on.
Big tune.
And it's
Big tune.
fucking
Huge.
Do we have a name of the album?
Deserted?
Deserted.
Desserts. Just desserts.
The Deserter.
It is Deserted.
Yeah. There you go.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's really good. Really well put together. Is it Kurt Ballou from Converge producing
I
it?
think
Is it?
so.
Is it?
I don't know that for a fact. It
It's got
sounds
that
like
sound.
Yeah.
he did it.
I'm gonna put a confident guess that he did. But
Yeah.
I will probably regret that later. But it's really good, and also beginning to end. Even the later tracks are really good, and I always notice, like I was banging on about Nile, it's got that diversity in it, even though it sounds like it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it's one-dimensional, really, but it still kind of holds my attention.
Yeah.
So there's something in it that is not one-dimensional.
And it's
but
not too long.
It's just there's not much dynamic in it. It's like just it's kind of the same guitar tones throughout. It's all kind of low, heavy
But
stuff.
From the Ashes, it goes into that big sort of harmonised guitar.
Oh, it
bit at
does
the
actually,
end
doesn't
that
it?
is
Yeah.
super different. To,
Yeah.
When I think about Gatecreeper, I think like do
Yeah.
like sort of groovy.
But like the first album was.
I haven't heard the first time actually.
It's good, but this is much
This is
better.
better.
Yeah. You can see what kind of where they're going. And
So full transparency, I only got into Gatecreeper on this
Same.
release. Yeah, so
Same.
I'm
I'd heard of them, but I hadn't really listened to them at all.
just been one of the, so they do, I don't know if Evil Greed put out their stuff as well as Fuming Mouth, and I love
Yeah.
Fuming Mouth. So through buying Fuming Mouth stuff, Evil Greed sent me a load of Gatecreeper stickers
okay.
and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, I better check out this band, and I was pleasantly surprised. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
all.
they're really
Full
good.
of Hell is another one that I've listened to this year because of Evil Greed.
Yeah,
and they're
it's
an
a really
amazing
good
band
label.
as well.
Yeah, I had an email from them just recently actually, because I'm on the mailing list.
How lovely.
Just saw it this morning. Yeah,
just a personal hello.
yeah, just a personal hello.
Hey, how you doing? Buy stuff.
Write me
Buy
back.
stuff, yeah.
Write me back.
Cool. Well, that's all I've got to say about Gatecreeper.
Album of the year.
Yeah. Well, careful. What about you, John?
We're going for me. What I've been
I've
listening
stolen
to.
Nick's. I don't know if Nick's got another one he wants to talk about.
I've actually from the last few days been going back to an old album that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Iron Age, The
Yeah.
Sleeping Eye.
Nice.
Yeah, incredible record.
very good.
Stompy, heavy, riffy, you name it, it's got it.
The vocals are really strong. That band.
Yeah.
Really
The whole
solid.
production's incredible.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I checked that out because we were talking about it the other day.
for sure.
And really enjoyed it. Well, you actually, is it The Way Too Narrow?
Yeah, because I tried to link it to you, but it was off Spotify
Yeah.
for a while. So I gave you like the single.
Yeah. And that song was really, really good. And then I hadn't really heard anything else since. And then we had that chat the other day.
And then they put it
about-
back on Spotify.
Yeah.
Because it was
Because we had that
the
conversation.
re-release. Yeah.
What's next?
Moving on to another topic, which is going to be, this is a can of worms that's going to open and spill out everywhere. Because full of disclosure of anyone listening to this is this is not us discussing album of the year in this episode. We're going to do an album of the year episode where we talk about all of the releases from 2019, what has stayed with us, what has been great, what we've loved, what we've hated. We want to start talking about that as a topic, and we won't go too far into it because it's such a rabbit hole to go down with so many great releases this year.
We'll try not to go into it.
Well,
I'm sure we
mean,
will.
we will. We 100% will. Let's start with Tool because I mean,
okay.
in my mind, Tool, Fear Inoculum could easily just be called out album of the year. Done. Job done.
Whoa.
I think it's incredible.
It's definitely up there.
Am I getting sucked into
Damn.
the hype too much?
Yeah, in a big way.
But
it's
so
definitely their
good.
worst album.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a step back a minute.
All right. Actually, okay. I take that back.
Okay, all right.
It's not their worst album.
I was never.
What would you say is their worst album?
The first
Oh,
one.
is that OP8 or?
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Thinking about it, yeah.
I was never a massive Tool fan actually, which is weird because they kind of tick boxes.
I'm
of-
surprised by that.
Yeah. But I gave this obviously a good listen because I know how important they are and how well regarded they are. And I think it's really fucking solid. Numa is probably my song of the year.
Really
Big
good.
track.
I
Really
think
good song.
Numa is
track.
a next level progressive rock song. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, it is great.
So I remember when it came out, because John, you and I have been talking about it for ages
Yeah,
before it
long
came out.
time.
Like, oh my god, it's so good!
Long
And then
time.
we heard the preview songs. We're like, oh, these are okay, but then like we were a little bit underwhelmed. But
Yeah.
coming back to it on another listen, it's one of those
Yeah.
that grows and
For
grows
sure.
and grows.
It definitely.
So
but then it felt very Tool by Numbers.
Oh yeah,
Like
Yeah, I can.
you
yeah,
hear
I
things,
can
you
hear
think,
that.
oh, I heard that on
Like,
Lateralis.
but done better.
Yeah. Like I was
Yeah.
expecting more. It was 13 years, 14 years.
Yeah, but
13.
that's the thing. When you're away for that long, the pressure on coming back after that period of time is pretty immense, and you're probably like you build it up in your head so much for this to be like the most amazing comeback ever, and then they come back with like a really good album.
great-
That if it had come
yeah.
out a couple of years after the last one,
Yeah.
maybe you'd think it was better than what.
Oh, I don't think
Do you know what I
would.
mean?
I
Possibly.
think you'd think it was worse because it's.
Do you think?
I reckon so. Well, because it's difficult. Because it's like if you're making a sequel to a movie or a sequel to a computer game, you want all the bits that people love, but something that's still fresh and different enough to carry it through to be this is an exciting new direction. You're always going to piss people off with a new release because they fall in love with the old ones. And they're like, oh, I just want that album again, and I want to feel like I felt when I first heard that album.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to feel like I felt when I spent a whole summer I didn't listen to anything but Anima.
Yeah.
I was on holiday with my folks, and I remember just sitting there with headphones in, being a fucking dick of a child.
Little grunger.
Yeah, just being like, oh yeah, Anima is so great.
Have a puff on his doobie dad. Listen to Tool.
Tool. The thing is, like, if this,
Tool.
the thing is, like, their body work is so incredible. What they've done before Fear Inoculum,
Yeah.
that they've got so much to live up to. But I think if you just take Fear Inoculum on its own as its own piece of work, I think it's an incredible album. It's just I think you're putting it up there against everything else they've done, which is pretty tough.
You're probably
on them.
right.
But you have to,
You're probably
right?
right.
But yeah, you have to. Yeah, I get that.
But there's
You
a
have
lot
to,
of like the random filler tracks do not vibe.
yeah, some of those kind of
They're like
interlude
instant
tracks,
skip.
instant skip,
Like, no
instant
need.
skip.
But surprisingly, I don't skip those on Anima when there's like the elevator
Yeah, a bit
that then
different,
goes
though.
into the ding, ding, ding,
bit different. I feel it meant more back then. I feel this is just a bit weird.
I guess it's part
Did
of
you hear-
nostalgia. They actually build into it rather than I don't know.
Did you hear the story of the guy that has long worked with Tool? I think he's one of their old producers or something, and he went to Burning Man this year and played the new album to like basically a massive crowd of people at Burning Man. And obviously, you know what Burning Man's like, the most like psychedelic drug
Yeah.
festival in the desert ever.
Yeah.
And I watched a video of this guy playing Tool from this, like, you know, people at Burning Man build those like massive like things that
Stick
take them around the
thing.
desert and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
He basically played the album as like a kind of listening party from the album, and everyone was
Okay.
like dancing to it in the desert.
bet
It
that was
looked
great.
incredible.
Yeah.
It looked incredible.
I mean, if you're gonna preview an album,
That's the way to do it.
yeah,
Oh, that album
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
to a bunch of
People
trippy
hearing those like
hippies.
trippy sounds and stuff that being played at Burning Man is incredible. But yeah, that album, I think there's definitely a couple of songs I would easily skip, but I think Numa on its own makes the album like
Yeah, it's
incredible.
track.
That song is like an out of body experience. When I really got into that song, I was like,
Wow.
this is like unbelievable. I haven't
Yeah.
felt that way listening to a song in a long, long time.
It's great. It is
Damn.
really good.
It's high praise.
Really.
Because
High
Yeah,
praise.
it's the best song I've heard in like ages.
the other thing you've got to consider is how important socially that album has been. It had a better. There was all the Taylor Swift stuff and how
It knocked Taylor Swift off number one, didn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, but every record they released went into the top 20
Yeah.
at one point.
But that's mad for how weird their sound is.
It's because they weren't on Spotify.
Since when did
Yeah.
11-minute songs go into? You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
That shows how sick they are. Doesn't
and
it?
that shows how powerful metal is as a thing. It's
Yeah.
like that
Yeah,
coming
for
out,
sure.
and people like you had kids who had never heard of Tool being like, "Oh, who's this new band Tool?" And it's like they've been
Yeah.
out for
Yeah.
decades.
And
Before
they
you-
influence
before
a
you
load
were
of stuff
born,
that you
yeah.
listen to.
Yeah.
So that's great, and also Kanye's new album didn't touch. I think something like Tour had a better first week than Kanye's album by
Really?
like multiple,
That's crazy.
which is ridiculous
Yeah,
figures
mad.
and
The music's so weird, really, when you think
Yeah.
about it. That's incredible.
Okay, so we've banged on about Tool enough. Also, I loved the new Soilwork album. I've got that on this list. I don't know if you guys are
Soil work.
man.
Yeah, I remember
that's
you were
the
going
name
on
of
about
that.
this.
Oh, it's
I
so-
did not listen to it, so
I-
I'm going to leave this one to you.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I fell out of love with Soilwork for a long time because they just were doing some.
You were in love with them?
wouldn't
Weren't
say
they
in
just
love
a
with them.
really like new metal band?
They were
Yeah.
quite new metal-y, but
Are you thinking of Soil?
you are thinking
Maybe.
Halo.
Hey, yeah.
Halo!
So not the same band.
Soilwork. No, it's not the same
okay.
band.
No, sorry, go on, carry on.
Yeah.
It's- There's a sweet spot in the early noughties where you've got, it was like In Flames and Soilwork and all the Scandi sort of melodic death metal bands. The Haunted were amongst them all.
Very good band.
All the Gothenburg scene, all of that was
Swedish.
doing really well. And Soilwork was sort of in that buzz, but never really hitting the big time with it.
Yeah.
The new album is a really fresh direction. He doesn't have a singing voice that I cringe at when I hear it like coming out over something heavy. I'm like, oh, this really works. And I would skip a lot of stuff they've done before that. I know if there's diehard Soilwork fans out there would be angry at me saying that, but I would skip straight to this new album and just chuck it on and give it a go because it's really good. I don't think it's the album of the year, but I think it's a strong contender. Definite strong contender.
I just had no one talk about it. I've seen nothing about it
me
online.
neither.
But apart from you, so
Yeah.
Well, okay.
One fan.
one fan.
One whole fan. King Gizzard.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm going to hand over to you
straight
guys
in.
because
We're straight into that.
I haven't given this transparency. Haven't given this. I've given it a few listens.
so
Loved it.
do you know anything about King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard? Do you know that they're not a metal band?
I know that
At
they
all.
when they kind of
Yeah.
trippy. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so they
music.
basically their output is really like what's the word? Frequent.
Yeah.
So they put out 2 albums this year, I think. They record a lot basically, but yeah, their previous stuff was all like garage rock, I think psychedelic folk music, and then they just come out with this thrash metal band album that just sounds like one of the freshest things I've heard in such a long time.
Not only
the
that, but
production, the songwriting,
Yeah.
just
One of the best
performances on
fresh
it, just-
fresh albums I can think of. Like
Yeah.
it maybe goes into a top 10 of all time thrash rock.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
For
Okay,
me.
I need to give
High
this more
praise.
time.
For me.
That is,
I just
that
have-
is high praise.
I haven't been as like excited about a new metal band. Not a new metal band, just about
A
a new
new-
metal release
Yeah.
in a long time.
Yeah,
I
same.
heard that, I was like, this is so exciting.
Yeah. And I just wanted to put it on again.
Yeah, again
Not,
and
it's
again.
not too long. Every song is just
I watched the live
insane.
session they done on KEXP.
I think I
Seattle
saw
thing.
that.
Yeah, the other day,
Yeah.
and they played tracks from the album.
And
and
sounded
it's
like
so
incredible,
tight.
yeah.
All I
The
know,
bass,
I've
the,
listened
ba-
to
the
all
bass
of it.
lines on the album
yeah,
are
yeah.
unbelievable.
Unreal.
The bass solos underneath the guitar
Yeah.
solos, it's just so good.
I mean, musically they're insane. If you listen
Yeah.
to their previous stuff, it's like
But I haven't listened to their previous stuff yet.
you'll dig it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I can feel you'll dig it.
Yeah,
Isn't
I'll
it
definitely
quite just like
Weird.
pop rock sort of?
In
But like
parts.
indie,
In-
like that
in
indie
parts.
weird sound.
Not
like just
no, not really.
They're more
Okay, good.
experimental than that.
Yeah.
aren't
Okay,
they?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like a kind of jam sort of band, aren't they?
Yeah.
But okay, so how does it hold up against Tool?
For me, it's above Tool.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way more. Than
I'm undecided because Tour's got Numa, which is like, yeah.
This
But
is going to
then-
be really fun to put together.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely excited.
I think I prefer King Gizzard. What's the album got? Infest the Rat's Nest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the rest
Yeah.
of it.
I think that's, as a full album, I enjoy that more than Fear Inoculum.
Okay.
But then there's tracks from Fear Inoculum that are better than everything.
Probably
on
better,
King
yeah.
Gizzard. Do you know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
I
It's
know
one of
what you
those
mean,
sort of,
yeah.
one of those kind of powers. And they're totally different sounds. It's kind of hard to compare them.
Okay.
But I guess I probably
I
had
mean,
more fun out of... I've had more fun from King Gizzard. I've had more like, oh my God, this is
Moments.
fucking blow me away
Yeah.
from Tool. I
Okay.
think.
Which is
That's how
probably
I'd probably sum it up,
understandable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's different. It's like comparing. Yeah. Okay. There's other huge albums. I mean, Amon Amarth was huge this year, but I liked it. But the first track, if you guys have heard it, is literally Battery.
Right.
By
I've not
Metallica.
heard it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you listen to it, I was like, it's great, and I really enjoyed it.
Are they Viking metal?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so I'm not going to listen to it then.
You've got to try it out. It's
No,
really good.
I'll give it a go. But Viking metal, folk metal, that is just one part of the metal world I just cannot.
You
I've got
need
no
to
time
try
for
Pirate metal.
pirate metal.
I mean,
just-
maybe I don't think try pirate metal. Like, I think it's
I've
that's
got
like
no time for
That
it.
shit needs to end
Yeah.
Yeah.
now. But folk metal, I've got time for every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are bits of folk metal where I might be, oh no, I could have completely. This is if you told me this album is a folk metal band, I'd be like, nah, I don't want to know. But there is some really genius and incredible stuff in that genre that
Interesting.
we shouldn't discount.
No, and I don't. And I keep thinking you're saying funk metal,
Funk metal.
and I would be down for that.
Yeah. Moving on. New Slipknot album must be up there.
I don't know. When I was thinking of albums of the year, that didn't really come into it. But
I forgot.
I do really like it. I think it's an amazing album. I think it's a really good Slipknot album. I think it's better than, what was the last one called?
Grey
Well,
Chapter.
Grey Chapter.
Yeah.
It's definitely
love-
better than.
How long had it been?
I like the Grey Chapter, but this is much stronger than the Grey Chapter. 100%.
Must be 3 or 4 years or something.
Right.
What, since the Grey Chapter? Yeah,
Yeah.
about 3 or 4. Yeah, definitely. There's a track on that album. I think it's track 3. What's it called? Birth of the Cruel.
Okay.
Fucking love that song. It sounds like Gently. Sounds like Jet Li from the Iowa
nice.
album.
Yeah.
It's kind of all prosthetics from the first album. It's got
Nice.
that whole kind of vibe, and it's kind of slow,
Weird.
sludgy, heavy, weird, but it's incredible. Really, really good. Nero Fort is a very good song.
Yeah. Solway
It's quite bouncy. I don't think you'd like that one, John.
Yeah, I mean, I've not
Bouncy.
actually listened to the album, so
Yeah.
I can't really comment on
Solway Firth, the last song on the album, is an amazing album closer.
Is Nero Fort the one that I really have loved and lost my shit about?
Yeah.
I think that is.
I saw a drunk video of you headbanging to that song.
Yeah, it's a great song. Oh yeah, the
one.
breakdown
You know
at
the
the
one.
end
Yeah.
is
Yeah, okay.
huge. Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a really good Slipknot album. It's they're still never going to be as good as they were on Iowa and self-titled, but I think they've not done a Machine Head. Put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's good.
Thank God. Thank God.
Thank God.
I mean, Opeth new album this year.
Okay,
That was amazing. I loved it.
I'll be up for talking about that.
Huh?
I'll be up for talking about that.
Yeah. Go on.
Didn't dig it.
Wow.
Yeah, the two singles they released, I was like, this is incredible.
Heart in Hand.
yeah,
And
and
Dignity.
Dignity.
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah.
So what Opeth do you prefer? This kind of they've gone kind of rockier again, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's a bit more riffy.
It's just like proggy now.
It's just pure prog
Yeah.
rock, isn't
I
it?
mean,
Yeah.
I love Opeth.
But what's the era of Opeth where they just went pure like acoustic-y, classical sounding
what's it
with
called?
all the singing on?
Pale Communion, was that the
Yeah,
first sort of
no,
prog-
maybe there's one
just-
album before that I can't remember. But I kind of lost interest in Opeth at that point because I like it when they do that stuff alongside the really heavy stuff.
Yeah,
I
for
can't do a
sure.
full album of that stuff.
No,
But
no.
they've got some really good songs in
They
there.
do.
I know the songwriting is incredible. The playing on it is amazing.
Yeah. Still Life is their best album. And that's
I think
my favourite
well,
albums
I mean,
ever.
it's incredible, but I think Blackwater takes.
Black-
it.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That's the one I listen to the most.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
unreal.
That's the album that got me into Opeth.
But then, yeah, Still Life is insane.
What do you all go think of the new Opeth album?
I love it.
You
I
saw
think
it
it's
live,
really
didn't you?
good. I saw
Tell
it
us
live.
about that.
I was really disappointed because the sound was. It was at the Palladium in London. It's
It's
not
the
really.
Palladium on like Tottenham Court Road. Isn't that a theatre?
It's a theatre.
Is that where it
or
was?
Soho, yeah. And it was really cool, but I don't think it's set up for a metal show.
Right.
So with
But
a
then
band,
Surpri- it's
they did the
surprising
Royal
they would
Albert
do
Hall
it
though,
there.
didn't they?
Yeah, but Royal Albert Hall can take any music, I think.
Take
because
the
the
metal.
acoustics
Can take the metal.
But
yeah.
but it was just, or like for a band that's so like picky and intricate and really quite beautiful. The Clean style sounded amazing, but when they dropped into Leper Affinity, and I was like, I can't hear. That this
I
is
hate
Leper
that when you see a band and you're like, are they playing a song I like? I
Yeah.
can't really tell because it sounds so bad.
Yeah.
And for a band that I
For
love,
30
that
seconds, you're trying to work out what it is.
You're like,
that one.
that one.
then you look
one.
at setlist.fm the night after, you're like, oh yeah, they played that one I like.
I mean, I got out of that and I was like, I'm disappointed, but I love that band so much. They can't really put a foot wrong for me. I'm happy with it. I'm
Yeah.
like, good.
But then let's talk about the album though,
Well,
rather
there
than
you
the
go.
live thing.
Album's good.
I haven't done the full thing because I do get a little bit bored.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I got a little bit bored listening to it. It's
That's what I'm
very
saying.
good.
The two singles were insanely good.
Yeah.
I thought I was really excited for the album, and then
Yeah.
it came and it was like, and then they were the first two songs I believe on the album, and I was
Yeah.
like, once I'd finished it, I was like, I'm kind of not really up for this anymore. And then I just put
a wet fart.
then just put on Blackwater.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's the
what
thing. It's and the
Yeah.
same. So I was going to say when you were talking about Slipknot, when I listened to the new Slipknot album, I'm like, oh yeah, this is really good.
But
and then I
let's
put
just
on
put Iowa.
Iowa. Yeah, exactly. Gang, gang. That classic bin sound. Anyway, we could talk about album of the year for ages. Oh my god, there's another one I want to talk about. Does it count as metal? Blind Guardian, the Twilight Orchestra.
You want to put that in?
It's a contender. It's 2 hours and 24 minutes
Yeah.
long.
2 hour, 24 hour minute wank fest.
It is. Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
For you?
No, not for me. I never heard it. No, that's what I imagine. It's some operatic wank fest. Is that what it is?
It is, and it is.
Are they operatic?
They're quite theatrical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've got
I
that.
can't do it. I just.
I think you'd hate this.
I think you.
That's why I
hate
can't.
it
Like,
as
that's
well.
why I've never got into Maiden.
Oh,
it's
they're
too
so
theatrical for me.
different.
I just can't do
They're
it.
so different.
I have no time for it.
But that Nightfall in Middle Earth, we've talked about that before,
Yeah.
John, and it's a really good album. But then you'll have an absolute banger of a song. Like Noldor is one of their best songs. I love it so much. And then it goes into this sort of skit of like a guy pretending to be an elf going, "We must gather our party quickly." And it's like, oh, this is like, what is going on? Like, please, if you just cut all of those tracks out, you would just have the best metal album. But you've ruined it.
Playing World
Right.
of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so bad.
Anything that looks like someone who plays World of Warcraft would listen to it, I kind of switch off a little bit.
Damn. I mean, I've got time for it.
That's probably really offensive.
I've got time, but this new one, don't have the time.
I put it on drunk and really enjoyed it, and I think I'll have to listen
The whole
to it.
2 hours.
No, I didn't listen to the whole 2 hours.
You can't base an opinion on
has that
listening to
much
it once
time?
drunk.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes, and I was like, I've had enough.
I mean, we could talk about album of the year for absolutely ages. You've got Fuming Mouth, Gatecreeper, Candlemass new release.
Not heard that.
It's good. It's not.
It's lacking the falsetto, big time.
Yeah, that's true. That's gross. Nightfall is my favorite Candlemass release. I love it, and it doesn't touch Nightfall for me. But it's
I listened to it and I'm like, I just want to listen to Epicus.
Yeah,
and I just put that on.
Devin Townsend, Empath. I don't know if you guys have checked that out.
I haven't, no.
It's bonkers. It's all over the place.
I think I've heard the first track on it and I'm like, this is too much.
Yeah, it's great. It's I love it, but I also am listening to it being like, I hope no one else. You know, if you unplug the headphones from an old phone and it would start playing out and everyone would hear it. If I was listening to Devin Townsend and that happened, I'd be like, oh god, like it's so embarrassing when I listen to this. But I'm enjoying every minute of it. It's good.
The production is insane.
Yeah, he's
like unreal.
He has owned his craft to a fine art.
In a big way.
Yeah. And also the new In Flames album came out this year, which I haven't got on this list. I really enjoyed it, but it's a little bit like I'm saying about the Devin Townsend thing. I was like, this is really.
Why is that? Is it quite poppy? Have they gone quite poppy In Flames, or?
They've gone mega poppy in the last few years, and I think they've strayed away from that wonderful Horacle, Clayman, Colony sound that they had.
Colony was great.
Colony is a great album.
Really good.
We are coming to the end of episode 1. Coming up, things that are coming up, things are being released, and the things that are happening. Do we have anything that we are particularly excited about in the coming month?
Ooh.
I'm going to kick us off with, on the 22nd, lots of stuff is going on. 22nd November, you've got Blood Incantation's new album coming out.
Ooh.
I love Blood Incantation. It's going to be great.
I listened to them this week for the first time when you put it on our playlist.
Yeah.
They're really good. They're like death metal, but interesting.
Yeah. They're fantastic.
The production on the I don't know what the track's called, the one that you put on the playlist. The production on that is really fucking good.
So is that going to be on the new album?
That's from the new album.
Is that from the new album? Yeah.
It's
kind of lo-fi, but also not as well. Quite crisp at the same time.
Works. Really works.
Really, really good.
Isn't there kind of angle kind of spacey?
Yeah, it's space. We need to do
because I remember I saw that and I was like, that is the coolest artwork.
So yeah, Hidden History of the Human Race comes out on the 22nd. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be good. Also on the 22nd, Ghost are playing Wembley. I would love to go to that, but I don't think I can. And Immolation are playing on the same day at Boston Music Room, which is also, everyone knows, as the Tufnell Park Dome.
It's a great venue, that.
Really good venue.
Always good sound in there. Really good sound.
That was where I saw Nile, and the thought of seeing Immolation, who I don't rate as highly as Nile, but seeing them at that venue, I think would be really, really good.
Yeah.
That'd be wonderful.
We should probably caveat by saying that when this episode goes out, these releases will be out.
Yeah.
So go and listen to them.
Yeah. That's about all we have time for this week on Pod Hates Us All. Thank you for your time. If you want to ask us a question, please send an email to podhatesusall@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.